Hey guys, how are you doing? Another week with another video. Ken's Money Matters here. So as usual here at Ken's Money Matters, we talk about the money mindset, how to make that money, how to enjoy that money, how to manage that money, how to invest that money, and how to assure yourself of a lifetime of income. Basically financial freedom. Welcome back guys. I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is going fine. I hope you're watching my videos. I've been producing lots of videos. Make sure you share, subscribe right now. I'm watching you. Please subscribe. Please, come on. That's the only way you can support this. I've been consistent. I make sure I give you the videos every single week, right? Okay, not daily. Every single week, I make sure I do these videos. So the only support I'm asking is that you subscribe and you share and you like or give me some good constructive feedback if you have any. Anyways, let's dive into it. Let's talk about income today, right? I feel like we talk so much about everything else when it comes to finance and investing, but we don't focus on income generation. That's a very important bit of wealth building, and most people do forget about it. Even personally, I'm guilty that sometimes we talk about, oh, let's invest here, let's put money in bonds, let's put money in stocks, let's put money in businesses, let's put money all different places. But the simple question someone would be asking is, where do I get this money to put in these different places? As people talk about money and personal finance, we don't speak so much about income streams. And we don't speak so much about income streams. And there's nothing as important as your income. The only tool you're going to be using to build your wealth, to start that journey of actually achieving your financial goals, is your income. And we don't give it enough attention. Income is so important in that process. It's actually the foundation of that process, right? Without income, you can't invest. It's like someone is coming to you and telling you, hey, you should buy these stocks, you should buy these shares, whatever. You'll be asking, will I buy it using my fingers? How do I invest? What should I use to invest, right? Sometimes people get so angry when you tell them to invest because probably the person hasn't even eaten. Sometimes the person doesn't even have enough money to just run their normal daily life. And here you are telling them about investing, telling them about, saving, telling them about, all these opportunities, that you want them to explore. Now, we need to talk about income generation. Now, when you talk about income, there are two types. We have the active income and then we have the passive income. This is a common classification, but obviously there's like, if you go into passive, you will have like highly passive, like really, really passive, medium passive, and then you have like low passive, whereby you still spend some time on them, but you don't spend as much time. But the general classification usually is you have your passive income and you have your active income. Now, your active income is what you trade your time for, right? It's what you do actively. So you're doing something, you're trading your time to get that money. It is like normal salary whereby you go to work every single day and you're paid salary at the end of the month, end of the week, end of 2 weeks, whatever period you're being paid, whatever currency it is. But then there's also passive whereby you don't have to wake up every single day to go and do your job. You still get paid. No one doesn't want the second one, right? Everyone wants to have passive income. But for you to get to that stage of passive income, either you should have invested certain things in the beginning. What people don't discuss enough is that passive income that you see someone earning today actually did take them some time, some energy, attention, and even money in terms of capital to set up. So when you see someone earning passive income, they didn't just start earning passive income. At some point, they were actively involved in setting it up. But anyway, back to the classification. So between active and passive income, obviously you want to have as much passive income as possible. But most of the time, even for you to get to the level of passive income, you must have active income. So you must have been in a position whereby you're making some money, unless you inherited money or someone gave you some money or you won a lottery, whatever. But in the beginning, you must have been involved in making money. So in the beginning, somehow you were involved in setting that foundation, making that money for you to set up everything required to get that passive income. So passive income is more like the next level because it's more like you invested certain things that are now paying you. Now let's talk about the active income bit. The active income bit is whereby you're trading your time for money. Basically, you have to go do something for you to make money. Now, this is where most people fall. A lot of people still have their active income because, again, we are trained to be employees. Most people are trained to be employees. Even entrepreneurs, you still have to do certain things for you to set things up. And so you find that sometimes even entrepreneurs work way more than an employee works. Still, they're actively involved. You can be running a business and it gives you money, it sustains you, but you actively have to be part of that business. If I don't come here and create a video, for instance, I will not probably make money on this particular one, right? But remember, the videos that I've made before on this platform could be paying me passive income. So at some point I sat down, spent time to make that video, and now I don't have to worry about it. Okay, so it becomes passive income, but I had to spend some time and also it took it time, got some views, and maybe you got some payout of it. Now that becomes passive. So one of the reasons why you could feel financially stuck in your life is because you do not have enough income to fuel your investment ideas. Because you can have lots of ideas, you can have lots of opportunities, you can have lots of places where you can put your money. If you don't have a way in which you get money to put in those ideas and those opportunities, they're just ideas on paper, right? So if you feel stuck sometimes, maybe what you need to do is to reevaluate if you have enough to actually fund your ideas. Most people do not have enough to fund their ideas. So they end up having all these ideas that they want to implement. But one thing that they have forgotten actively is that they need money to fund these ideas. And so sometimes maybe you need to remove your focus from what you want to achieve in terms of dreams, which is good to have dreams. It's good to have dreams. But then you might need to refocus on, I need to generate enough income. I need to make enough money for me to achieve these goals. I need to figure out how to actively make money for me to achieve these other goals, which would probably give you some passive income later. That's one of the main messages here. So sometimes people feel stuck, and when you look at it, essentially what they're lacking is not that they don't have ideas, it's not that they're not smart, it's not that they can't do business, it's not that they can't invest, it's because they haven't really focused on the right place. And the right place could be enough income. So sometimes just forget about investing, forget about everything else people are telling you, and focus on getting that income first, setting a good foundation to get that income. So this could involve, for instance, investing in your skills, right? You want to invest in the right skills to ensure that you are earning a lot, or your earning potential is way higher. You want to invest in the right skills to increase your earning potential, so you end up earning enough money to cover the ideas that you have. So it could involve self-investment, self-development, basically putting yourself in a position to earn an income first before you think about investment. So before you think of investing out there, investing in yourself is very important. And I'm hoping that that investment in yourself translates into some kind of income or active income that then goes to fund your ideas and your investment ideas that will obviously lead you to passive income. So there is this narrative of passive income, and people go into it without thinking that, hey, I first of all need to set up the foundation before I even think about passive income. I need to set up the foundation by having the right skills, the right income, and the right tool for me to build wealth, because that income is the tool you're going to use to build wealth. Now, when it comes to passive income specifically, there are different areas you could go into. There are many areas you could get into. Now, if we look at these ideas of passive income, this will also reinforce the fact that you need money first. Let's look at one of the things that has high passive income potential, which is real estate. Okay, you could own real estate in many ways. I've explained that in my videos, but real estate has a very high potential for passive income. But in the beginning, for you to set up real estate, you need money. It doesn't matter what kind of real estate we're talking about here, whether it is residentials, whether it is commercial, whether you're talking about REITs, real estate investment trust, whether we're talking about rental places, whether we're talking about farms, whether we're talking about land, whatever it is you're talking about in terms of real estate, you're going to need some kind of setup first. You're going to need some kind of liquidity before. You're going to need some kind of liquidity for you to set it up before it becomes a proper high passive income. Even if you go into short rentals, for instance, like Airbnbs, which you don't have to own the house, you still need that initial capital. You need to rent out the house. You need to furnish it. You need to pay all the required service charges and all the required deposits and stuff like that for you to actually rent out that house and start earning money. So there's that initial heavy capital, and unless you go to real estate investment trusts, which is more like buying shares, right? But even that, for you to start earning proper dividends or money back, you must have put in some money. So if you look at the fact that this is very passive, highly passive investment, but the initial investment required is still quite heavy, so you still need that income. That's why I'm reinforcing the idea that you need income first for you to start thinking about investment. Sometimes why you're stuck, sometimes you feeling financially stuck is because you haven't really focused on generating income, investing in yourself, and ensuring that you have the right skills, the right potential to bring in enough money that can then go and fund these passive ideas. Another one that has high passive income potential would be stocks and shares, bonds, dividends, peer-to-peer lending. All these ones as well will require you to have initial money. So for you to invest in stocks and start getting some kind of money back or capital gains, whether it is capital gains or dividends, you must have invested some money. For you to invest enough in bonds, for you to start making some money, it must be substantial amount that can then pay you. For you to invest in peer-to-peer lending, you must have some money. For you to invest in, let's say, ETFs and index funds, you must have some money. So again, this is highly passive. You won't have to do anything. You'll just be sleeping and making money, but you still have to build that foundation using an income. So guys, what I'm trying to say is, despite what you do, despite the dreams you have and the plans you have, sometimes the biggest investment is investing in yourself so that you have the potential to earn enough money that will fund your ideas. Very important. We sometimes focus so much on investing. We forget the idea that you have to build an income first. You must have some money coming through for you to invest in the things. We talk about having 7 streams of income. We talk about having, we talk about having multiple streams of income, but we really don't say how to set these things up, because setting these things up requires money in the beginning. Obviously, there are other many ideas that you can get into that can give you passive income without any heavy investment in the beginning. So for instance, content creation, right? You just need time, microphone, camera, you start making content, you start making money. You could find that you haven't invested so much, right? Maybe you have used your phone to start making money. Things like affiliate marketing, things like drop shipping, these are things that might not require a lot of money to set up, but they will be passive in the future. But still, it will require some kind of investment in the beginning. Let me know in the comment section below if you want us to talk about some amazing passive income ideas for 2026. There are so many. Some of them don't require you to start with any money at all. Anyways, guys, I hope this has been helpful. Please don't worry if you're not there yet. Your time is coming. Relax, focus on that skill, focus on that income generation activity you're doing, and things will fall into place. Until next time, guys, I'm out.